for coming to have a chat with me. We had done like a 6-week program together. So tell people a little bit about, kind of what made you sign up. What were you struggling with? So let's just start with that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, I mean, it was the beginning of the year, when everyone's like, oh, new year, new you. And the previous year, I had been going through a lot. Like, I had done a lot of like healing work, a lot of inner work, and it was great. But this was the first year that I didn't quote unquote have a plan. And I remember in one of your emails, it was like, okay, this is a perfect thing if you're looking for a plan. And I was like, I'm looking for a plan. Sign me up. And I had been following you for a few months already. I love your vibe. I love all the stories that you share. Just want to be on the same vibration as Solera. So so that really is what enticed me to do it. And I was like, you know what? It's the perfect time. Like I said, I didn't exactly have a plan. I was like, it feels right for me because I go based off like what feels really good for me. So I was like, what do we have to lose? We lost nothing. We gained everything.
That needs to be my tagline.
So that's kind of what made me sign up. And it was, I'm so grateful we worked together for almost 3 months.
3 months, not 6 weeks. Yeah, it was 3 months.
Yeah. And oh my God, I still don't have a quote unquote plan, but that's okay. That's still out the window because I learned so many other things.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was just so eye-opening working with the guides. I mean, there was times when I'd leave the session and I'd be like, oh, that was a lot. I have to process that.
They did give you a plan to buy a house, though. That was a plan.
Yeah, they did, but they made it sound so easy. It's like, okay, take out your crayons and like just play, and you're gonna get a house. Like, not literally. That's not what they said, but that's literally how easy it seemed. So, my manifesting, it's just gone through the roof. Like, I used to doubt my power of manifesting. Now I'm like, everything just gets handed to me like on a silver platter. I'm so grateful.
Okay, give us a list of the things that you've manifested so far. I don't even know this.
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, my business has grown tremendously. Getting clients has become so easy. Like, they just show up at my door when I'm ready. And that's something that I used to struggle with internally. I'd be like, oh my God, how do I get clients? I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to buy into that program or that program. Or, oh my God, I'm not enough because I'm not doing that program. It was a mess. I was a mess for a few years. And no, they just they taught me how to ask the universe for what I wanted. And so it just was so easy when I'm ready for new clients. I'm like, okay. And I've gotten all my dream clients. Not like I just got people that needed a website. Well, I do web design, by the way. My income, I was remembering in January, I was doing well. I thought I was doing okay. I was like, oh, I have a little savings. I had, a little, and I had about a quarter saved of what I have now. So I have 4 times my savings.
Wow.
And I've spent money. It's not like I'm sitting there hoarding onto my money, being like, nobody touch it. I'm not going to invest in anything. No, I'm like splurged on myself. I mean, I go get facials, I get massages, I get, I'm like, no. I remember one of our talks was like going to the market and spending money.
Yeah.
So I had trouble even buying like the expensive cheese for myself. And my homework was, only buy the things that you love. Like, you literally need to have your receipt and put a heart on everything. I only buy what I love, and I love going to the market now. Yeah, I mean, I remember the guides were like, you can't hoard your money. Like, that's not the way it works. You have to keep it moving, right? And I don't hoard it anymore, but I have a lot of it now. Yeah. It's so amazing, and it's like liquid cash. It's not debt. And like, I'm at the point where I can literally go buy a Chanel purse, but the reason I'm not doing it, well, one of the Chanel purses, because they have a lot of price ranges. I love shopping in
Oh,
Paris.
yeah.
So as soon as the borders open up, I will be in France buying it because I feel like it'll just be perfect. I don't want to rob myself from that experience in the States. But yeah, so I've grown my savings or income at least 4 times, and I've spent money. I haven't held back. I remember when well, yeah, one of the things that Solera mentions, I really want to buy a house, and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's my house money. That's my house money. Like, I shouldn't spend that. But that house money just kept growing, growing, growing. And I'm like, oh, when the moment comes to buy the house, I'm going to have a lot of money. But now it's not even towards that anymore because I don't hoard money anymore. I just spend what I want when I want. And it's just so amazing.
Yeah, you really have sort of like gone from kind of almost like a timid person. You know, my impression of you at the beginning is you were a bit timid, and I was like, oh, okay, let's see what's gonna happen with this girl. And you just kind of really blossom into a butterfly. So really share with people a little bit, like what was some of the things that you actually were afraid of at the beginning, right? Because we've sort of like given people like a very happy view of your life now, but it's like how is
Yeah.
your life before that?
Yeah. Okay. So I will admit, and I think I worked with you on a few sessions. Like, I was afraid of success. I was afraid of growth, afraid of speed because things came really quickly, and I was like, I'm afraid of that.
Yes.
And honestly, I didn't know exactly how it was all gonna work. And yeah, in the beginning, I had some really important questions. What is life? What can they not solve? But then they just started, and you'd be like, it's okay if you don't have a question. I'll just see what the guides have for you. And what they would have for me was perfect in the time. So if you show up to a session, if you don't have a question, don't you worry.
Yeah.
I was really afraid of growth. I was afraid of shining my own light. It's very true what you said. I have been very timid in the past. I'll come out every now and then, but yeah, no. And I remember in one of our sessions, the guides are like, yeah, you need to be at a coffee shop in the middle. Like, you need to be in the middle of a dance floor. Like, that's where you need to be. And I was like, I get to the middle of the dance floor. I was like, coffee shop, I'd rather hang out in the corner. My confidence, it just grown so much. And I think that came from like just seeing how powerful I am, which is so awesome because yeah, I'm definitely not the same person I was when I started this. And it's not like we sat in our sessions and they just like, boosted my ego. We're like, Mary, you're so amazing. It wasn't like that at all. Or they gave you mirror exercises, like, tell yourself you love yourself. It wasn't anything like that. I think it's just all the things built over time, just realizing how powerful I am and how I should really just be sharing my magic, really should be sitting in the middle of the coffee shop. So yeah, no, I can't pinpoint when it happened, how it happened, but I could definitely say over time, I've matured and I've grown, and I'm definitely not afraid of visibility anymore. I'm also not afraid of like voicing myself, but then I've also been doing some other healing work, so that's helped too. It's all been really helpful.
Yeah, I remember like one of the things that we actually worked on was also your relationship. If he's a frog, just leave him. But then he turned out to be not a frog.
Yeah, that was such a good session. They're all such good sessions. I love it. Yes, I was having some relationship trouble, and the way it was described to me, yeah, exactly. It's like he's a frog, he has to turn into a prince. Turns out he wasn't a frog, he's really trying to be a prince. But just that detachment, learning about that was so important. On all examples, I remember the guides telling me about like that person in that relationship and that person in that relationship. And I love when they paint the picture for you. Like, we're going to paint the picture for you. It's not a complicated picture. It's so simple. But yes, no, that definitely helped. I mean, every session honestly was so eye-opening. Even the ones where I was like, I don't want to do that, but I have to. Oh, you know what else I'm remembering? I think, the whole confidence thing, they really taught me about about my power and how how to connect myself to the actual universe, abundance and all of that. I'd be like, all right, you're brushing your teeth. Just imagine yourself expanding, expanding, expanding. And okay, I'll admit I don't do it every day, but when I do it, it's so powerful. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like floating in, I don't know, some other place. But just seeing that, that's amazing. And yeah, and then I spent a few weeks ago, I've been at the beach, and they talk a lot about the ocean, the water, and the abundance and all of that. And it was just so magical. Just like you start to put everything together, and I hope this makes sense to whoever's listening. Um, I worked on a lot of things. There was my business, there was my health, there's my relationship, there's like my personal life, but everything's grown. I'm so grateful.
I know, it's so exciting. I think honestly, every session, even for me, I'm like, wow, how come they don't tell me that when I ask them questions, It's like, yeah, they really kind of covered all areas of your life, because at first we were just going to do business, right? We were just going to
Yeah.
together. And then of course, every aspect of your life is related. It's not just like one thing over the other thing, right? Like your health is affected, your relations affected, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I think
Yeah.
the first exercise was just going to the market, buying what you love. And I think once you start to really act upon, okay, I'm only gonna do what I love, like that was such an empowering thing, because I saw you grow tremendously after that.
Literally, yeah. Like I said, I only buy what I love. I only do what I love. I only make space for what I love. And it's been so amazing. And it also has to do with like my human design as well. Like that
Yes,
really is how I
absolutely.
should be living my life. So, but I was afraid of doing that because again, all these fears, all this conditioning from the past of like, no, you shouldn't do what you love. You have to do what you have to do. No, it doesn't go that way. The
Absolutely.
guides just make it so easy to understand what's possible for you and how to like embrace what you want. Like I said, getting a house, not hard at all. Like not hard at all. I love it.
Everything is very, very simple from the guy's perspective. And they will explain it to you, right, in a way that's very simple and understandable. So, do you have any advice for future students, like people who are afraid of working with the guides?
Don't be afraid. Do it. It's going to be life changing. Be open minded. Definitely be open minded. Ask questions. The guides are really great at explaining things in a really simple way. I think for me, sometimes it's like, as I was grasping one idea, they were already on another, and I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. So I was like a little bit just like slow grasping, but then you get a recording and then you can listen to it, and I've listened to a few of my sessions a few times, and I'd be like, oh yeah, they did say that. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. They are speedy, but it worked. It's fine. Don't be afraid of speed. Like really, don't be afraid of speed. They're gonna teach you that if you are like I was. I think after like the second or third session, I was like, wait, everything's happening and it's happening really fast and I can't control it. And they're like, no, this is how it works. I think if you really are looking to improve anything in your life, whether it's your business, your finances, your personal life, honestly, even just showing up to one session might up-level all of the things in your life. And come with questions because they have all the answers. It's so amazing. Don't be afraid of the investment, even if it's something big for you. It's gonna pay off. Like I said, yeah, even if I had walked away with nothing, I walked away with a lot of financial growth. And yeah, I'm so grateful because I never thought this was possible for me. And I got more than the, financial savings growing. So I'm so grateful. I mean, and I've done a lot of different programs and, bought into courses and this and that. And the first thing that they told me on my first session, I remember they're like, all right, if you're looking for a 10-step process, we're not going to give you that. So yeah, if you're looking for a 10-step process, the guides aren't going to give you that. But what they are going to give you is so much better than a 10-step process. And honestly, although they could work really fast, they explained it in the most simplest terms. I never walked away confused or anything. I just walked away with like, oh my God, like that's the cure to cancer. Like, what the, like, it was crazy. And you know, they use so many different examples, like, you know, you think you're gonna go this way, but we're giving you the side door to how to do this, right? So sometimes we think growing we have to like go up 100 stairs, and on the way up we're gonna lose our breath, then we gotta take a break, and we gotta get more water. Maybe we're out of shape. Nope, with the guides you just take the elevator up. The nice elevator, like the one from like the Mandarin Hotel. That's all I can really say. Just because I don't know what people show up for, but I mean, it works for me. And I'm a plain Jane. There's nothing. Well, I mean, I am special, but you know what I mean.
I think you were hiding your specialness when you first showed up. Now I think you're really owning that, and it's such a pleasure for me to just be a witness, you know, to see you owning that uniqueness within yourself. So I am so proud of you. Yay!
Oh, thank you so much. I love that. I have goosebumps. I received that. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for doing this chat with me and really sharing your experience with other people, because I know a lot of people sometimes don't really know, oh, who are the guys? What do they actually do? And it's so nice to hear your perspective. I'm really grateful also for you to, you know, show up for yourself. And I think when you show up for yourself, you show up for the world.
Definitely. I know the guides have so much more in store for me based on our last sessions, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's a lot, but we're gonna do it.
Next time we're gonna do Council of Billionaires. Yeah,
but yeah, I'm excited. Thank you again.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for really sharing your own wisdom and advice with other people. I love you.
Thank you. Oh, I love you too.